Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone. This is Cienobog Bowski. I am a film director, filmmaker, and a story weaver in many respects. This is my magic hat, from which I remove stories like rabbits. This is Piglet. He watches over me while I'm editing. You know, he makes sure that I'm not going out of line. He says, Cienobog, that shot is too long, or he says that edit it could be tighter. You know, and he makes sure I don't go back to the hard drugs.
What was your inspiration for the film?
It's very hard to say, you know, because inspiration, it can come from anywhere. You know, you see a dog crossing the road, and you know, you think, how does he know when to cross? And that is a film, and that wasn't the inspiration for this film. Obviously, it's very, very dark, very dramatic, and that sort of came from just other experiences I've had with various other films I've experienced in the past. Prince of Egypt.
How did you get into film?
It's a classic story, really. You know, I was too tall to be a jockey and too short to be a basketballer. So film was my third choice, of course.
So where were you born?
Are you coming on to me? I don't object, but I just like to know up front. So, the commentary, the film of which I'm about to do the commentary of is one we made recently with Dusa TV, the student production studio. I very, very much enjoy working with students because they're so full of life and energy and blood. Bring it back to the beginning, because I think that frame of black, it clues you in to what to expect from the rest of the picture, really. You know, it's very dark film. And we open with the bed, and I think what I like about opening with the bed is that the bed, going to bed, it represents the end of a day. It's the end of something, but we're beginning with it. So it's like, you know, it's like a reversal of what you would expect. Of course, we did not finish with them waking up in bed, which I wanted to do, but was shot down because the film was already 50 minutes long and it needed to be 5. It was very difficult. This is Evie. She was wonderful. She looks so sad. It's amazing. It looks like we just crushed her favorite puppy off screen. Every time you look at her. Perfect performance. Here we used dubstep, I believe it's called. A form of music I'm not overly familiar with, but one that I can see myself enjoying once this production has wrapped. So yes, we shot this in a bathroom. I remember going into this bathroom just to use it, you know, just to make use of its facilities. And I thought, yes, there is a film here begging to come out. It was like seeing a marble block and looking into it and seeing a statue, except I was looking at a toilet. Once again, we have a very slow curving shot here. This was very difficult to get, actually, primarily on the count of we didn't have a tripod. We mainly just balanced the camera on a Lazy Susan, which was actually on my head. Yes, and here we have, I'll move that. We had Callum eating muffin here. Now this is important because the muffin was the closest foodstuff we could find to the human brain. So when he's chopping into it, it's like he's chopping into his subconscious. You'll notice here as well, we used the classic muffin shot, allowing the camera to keep on the muffin as it's passed across the table, passing on the focus point of the film from one character to another in the form of delicious crumbly goodness. Once again, Evie looks very sad here, despite the fact that she was eating a muffin, which I must say, from production purposes, was especially delicious. This was a great shot, of course, because you can see my son there in the corner of the screen. He's always begging me, "Oh, Daddy, Daddy, please let me be in one of your movies." So I put him here. The pigeon as well is wonderful. I can't believe we found such a fantastic pigeon to work with. We tried to catch it for later films. Didn't work. I especially like the shot of Evie in the bathroom. It reminds me much of The Ring and other such Japanese horror films, which is very, very fun. Here Callum saying some stupid thing about nothing. We just thought, cut it. Cut the flab. Oh, and this was wonderful, because of course you have the baby here, and the baby was such a treasure. I mean, very difficult to work with. He can't really speak English very well, which I don't hold him against, because he's very, very tiny. We tried to keep the editing really tight here, really very tight, because we had unfortunately dropped the camera into a blender, and only these pieces of footage were available. Yes, here he is responding on, as I understand it, a mobile phone, which I could not believe that they have them these days. How do you fit the messages into here? It's utterly stunning. And here we have Evie again, looking at phones. My God. She can communicate so much with the back of her head. Sadness, happiness, pathos, indecision, hair, so much. Now, we did actually cut Evie's finger here, and for that I apologize. I was drunker than usual on set. This is a very funny shot, because behind here I'm actually making a jam sandwich. Crazy. And you don't know. That's the best part. You don't know watching the film. No one suspects. Oh, this was very fun. Putting the shots within the shots, because they're facing away from each other. It's like he has a tiny Evie on his shoulder. Like she was a little angel telling him to talk about things. Very powerful scene here. Oh, I remembered something funny.
Sorry.
Oh, but yes, here they're reconciling or something their problems, which is good, Now, again, there are many endings discussed. We finally went with this ending instead of the one where they became origami artists, which, is a shame. So that's it. That's the weather. That was the weather report. Oh no. Give me a second. It falls off. You think it wouldn't fall off. It were made to be one thing, but it's just, it pulls apart.